morning. On behalf of Columbia Law School and the Aleph Institute, it gives me great pleasure to welcome all of you to the Rewriting the Sentence Summit 2019. My name is Gary Apfel, and I will be your MC over the next 2 days as we discuss these very important issues. Just a little bit about me. This is a very exciting opportunity for me because 46 years ago, I used to sit in the last row so the professors wouldn't see me sneaking out, and I studied in this room civil procedure in the fall of 1973 and constitutional law in the spring of 1974. I'm a graduate of Columbia Law School, class of 1976, and the day that I walked out of this building after taking my last exam, it was evidence, which I studied under someone that I'm sure everyone here knows as Judge Jack Weinstein, but for me will always be Professor Weinstein. In my wildest dreams, I never imagined that 43 years later, I would be standing here where all my professors stood and emceeing a summit on criminal justice. You see, when I walked out of here, I was convinced that I would spend the rest of my career as a corporate lawyer. And for over 37 years, I did just that. But 6 years ago, in 2013, thanks to the Director of Constitutional Advocacy of the Aleph Institute, Rabbi Tzvi Biarsky, I became pro bono counsel for a man named Sholem Rubashkin. Mr. Rubashkin had been sentenced to 27 years in prison after being convicted of committing financial fraud, which essentially was authorizing the submission of inflated collateral receivables to a hard money lender, and which actually caused no harm to the financial institution. We were able to garner the support of hundreds of prominent jurists, including every former living attorney general prior to the Obama administration, dozens of former deputy attorneys general, solicitors general, dozens of federal district court judges, court of appeals judges. I think it was about 80 senators and congressmen. And I'm delighted to say that a year and a half ago, those efforts culminated in Mr. Rubashkin's commutation by the President of the United States. At the time, I was the managing partner of the Los Angeles office of Pepper Hamilton. And my partners were quite anxious for me to return to the practice of corporate law and bring in the business. But after spending 4 years doing nothing but working on criminal justice matters, the thought of going back to arguing with opposing counsel whether a notice period should be 10 days or 15 days, it just seemed very trivial. So I resigned from the partnership, but remained with the firm as a special counsel and brought in a new client, my only client, my pro bono client, the Aleph Institute. And here I am. But enough about me. We have so many important topics to discuss, and I think we should just get right into it. I would like to, though, go off script, exercise MC's prerogative, and go off script for one moment and just speak about all of you. I was looking last night at the list of attendees and panelists and speakers, and I must say, you are a very impressive and clearly busy group of people. And the fact that you've all determined that this subject is so important to take off time from your very busy schedules and be here, well, frankly, it's a tribute because it says a lot about your quality as jurists, and maybe even more importantly, your quality as human beings. So I'd like to ask each of you to join me in applauding everyone else who's here today for who you are.